Former tabloid editor, former media executive. For Rebekah Brooks, the fight for her reputation and possibly her liberty has started for real. Edis Coulson, the former News of the World editor and once David Cameron's spokesman, arrived separately. But Mrs Brooks is seated alongside Mr Coulson in the dock. The defendants are lined up in order of the charges, some accused of phone hacking, some of paying public officials for stories, and some of hiding evidence from the police. Mrs Brooks with all three. Their accuser is senior prosecutor Edis QC. Opening the case, he told the jury the trial would not be an attack on the freedom of the press. But, he said, journalists are no more entitled to break the law than any of us. There is no justification of any kind for journalists to get involved in phone hacking. That's an intrusion into people's privacy. When public officials took payments for stories, he said, it's not the same as a conscience-driven whistleblower. We say where there is a payment, it is always a crime. And on the allegations of hiding evidence from police, there can be no justification for anyone interfering with a police inquiry. Not journalists, not anyone. The revelation in 2011 that murdered schoolgirl Millie Dowler's phone was targeted led to News International admitting widespread hacking. This trial, the jury were told, is about who knew it was going on. The prosecution said it's built a case linking Glenn Mulcaire, the private investigator contact the paper called on for phone hacking, paying him £100,000 a year, with Ian Edmondson, who was a News of the World desk editor. It's claimed his name appears in Glenn Mulcaire's notebooks. Following the money to Stuart Kuttner, the managing editor in charge of the financial books. And the jury was told there was phone hacking when Rebekah Brooks was editor, and that it continued after her successor, Edis Coulson, took over. They would have to decide how much the management knew. For the first time we can reveal, because the jury's been told, that three other journalists, Greg Miskew, James Weatherup and Neville Thirlbeck, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to hack phones before the trial started. Glenn Mulcaire has admitted new hacking charges, and Clive Goodman, the royal editor, was convicted in 2007. The defendants left court tonight knowing this will be a long and complicated trial, which continues tomorrow with further prosecution submissions. They all deny all of the charges against them. Tom Simons, BBC News at the Old Bailey.